In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and lush green forests, there lived a boy named Ayaan. From a young age, Ayaan was surrounded by stories of heroes who conquered mountains, tales of warriors who followed the path set by their forefathers, and legends of villagers who achieved greatness by walking roads already paved by others. The people in his village believed that success was a well-trodden path, and that following the dreams of those before you was the surest route to happiness and fulfillment. Ayaan, however, felt a restlessness deep within his soul. He listened to the tales with wonder, but as each year passed, he began to wonder if his heart was truly aligned with the dreams that others cherished. He watched his friends chase after the same goals, becoming skilled craftsmen, successful merchants, or respected leaders, goals inherited from their families and their community. The pressure to conform was subtle but persistent, like the gentle flow of a river shaping the stones beneath it. Yet, late at night, while the village slept, Ayaan would sit by his window, gazing at the stars. He felt a quiet yearning, a whisper that told him he was meant for something different. He didn't know exactly what it was, but he sensed that his journey was not meant to be a repetition of someone else's footsteps. He longed for adventure, for discovery, for a life that was uniquely his. One morning, as the sun rose and painted the sky with hues of gold and violet, Ayaan's father approached him. He handed Ayaan a set of tools, the same ones passed down for generations, and said, "It is time for you to learn the family craft. Our name is known for it, and with hard work, you will keep our legacy alive." Ayaan took the tools in his hands and felt their weight. Not just the physical weight, but the heaviness of expectation. He tried day after day to mold his hands to the craft, but his heart was not in it. The more he tried to fit into the mold, the more he felt himself shrinking. The village elders watched, concerned. "Ayaan, you must not waste your time dreaming of things that can never be. This path is safe. It is proven. Do not stray." But the words only fueled the fire within him. He realized that the safety of the familiar was a cage, and that true courage was not in following someone else's dream, but in daring to be different. One evening, as the moon rose high and cast silver shadows across the fields, Ayaan made a decision. He packed a small bag, filled with a notebook, a pencil, and a loaf of bread, and set out toward the unknown. He walked beyond the borders of the village, past the places where the stories ended, and the uncharted world began. The journey was not easy. The forest was thick, and the path was often hidden by brambles and roots. There were days when Ayaan felt lost, and nights when fear crept into his heart. He wondered if he had made a mistake, if the comfort of the village was better than the uncertainty of the wild. But each morning, as the sun rose anew, he found strength in the possibility of discovering his own purpose. Days turned to weeks, and weeks to months. Along the way, Ayaan met travelers from distant lands. He listened to their stories, learned their ways, and shared his own hopes with them. He realized that the world was vast, and that every person he met was writing their own tale. Some followed the footsteps of others, but many blazed their own trails. Ayaan felt inspired by those who dared to be different, who faced ridicule and doubt, but found joy in living authentically. In one bustling town, Ayaan encountered a wise old woman who crafted beautiful tapestries unlike any he had ever seen. She told him, "The world needs your colors, not a faded imitation of someone else's." Her words struck a chord deep within him. Ayaan began to sketch his own designs, weaving stories through art, music, and words. He discovered that his true gift was in creativity, in seeing possibilities where others saw only tradition. As his journey continued, Ayaan sent letters back to his village, sharing tales of his adventures and the lessons he learned. At first, his family and friends were bewildered. Some dismissed his journey as foolish, while others envied his courage. Over time, though, they began to understand that Ayaan's quest was not a rejection of their legacy, but an embrace of his own destiny. Ayaan's art spread across the land, inspiring others to question the paths they were on. He encouraged them to listen to the voice within, to honor their individuality, and to realize that greatness lies not in imitation, but in authenticity. He returned to his village years later, transformed by his experiences. The villagers saw in him a light, a confidence and joy that could not be dimmed by the weight of expectation. He spoke to the young and old alike, telling them, Chasing someone else's dream may lead you to places you do not belong. The world is vast, and each of us has a unique song to sing. Dare to be different, even when the world asks you to conform. Your journey will have challenges, but it will be yours, and that is the greatest treasure of all. Ayan's words rippled through the village like a gentle breeze, awakening hearts that had long been silent. Some followed his example, setting out on their own adventures. Others found new meaning in the work they had always done, infusing it with their personal touch. The village slowly transformed, becoming a place where dreams were not dictated by tradition, but discovered in the hearts of its people. Ayan's story became a legend, not because he achieved fame or fortune, but because he dared to live a life true to himself. He showed that the courage to be different is the spark that ignites creativity, joy, and fulfillment. He proved that chasing others' dreams leads only to shadows. But pursuing your own path brings light to the world. So when you find yourself standing at the crossroads, wondering whether to follow the crowd or listen to the quiet voice within, remember Ayan's journey. The world needs your unique gifts, your vision, your heart. Dare to be different. Embrace your own dreams. For in doing so, you will inspire others, and together, you will create a tapestry more beautiful than any that has come before. And as Ayan once said, "The stars in the sky do not compete. They shine in their own place, each with its own light. So too should you. Shine in your own way and watch the world illuminate with possibility."